Hello and welcome to my kitchen once again. Today you're in for a real treat because we're going to make some homemade yogurt. So first what you want to do is always wash your hands, cover your hair, read your recipe and get started. So when reading our recipe, the ingredients, it's just 1 quart of milk, and that can be whole milk, 2%, 1%, or even fat-free milk if you desire. Please note, today we're going to be using whole milk because it's going to give you a thicker product, which most people are looking for, but 2%, 1%, or skim is perfectly fine. If you are choosing to use a plant-based milk, I do recommend that you go with the soy milk because that's the plant-based milk that's going to give you the most protein. It's also going to give you the thickest product. Then you're going to need some type of active culture. So I am using 1/4 cup of a non-fat Greek yogurt, which is very nice, or you can use a prepackaged active yogurt culture. So if you are doing a plant-based product, I do recommend that you use the active culture, and there is a vegan version of it on the market, and I put that on the D2L website. So we're going to get started. We have our milk, we have our yogurt, just 2 simple ingredients. As for the equipment, you want to make sure that you're going to have a heavy-duty saucepan, and you're going to have your liquid measuring cup. You're going to have your wire whisk. Then you're going to have a good thermometer because temperature is very important in this recipe. What you're going to do first is you're going to take your milk and you're going to heat it up to 185 degrees. That's a very important part of it. You don't want to go too much higher than 185, and you most certainly want to make sure that you're not boiling it over, because you're boiling it over, number one, you're going to get a mess on your countertop, but you're going to get that burnt taste, and we don't want to do that. So 185 is the temperature you want to get it up to. At this point, it's really crucial that you take it and you cool it down to less than 110 degrees. If it's not less than 110 degrees, you run the risk of killing the active cultures in the yogurt, and you're not going to get that fermentation and that tangy, thick product. So for the purposes of this video, I already have my milk heated up to 185 degrees. I cooled it down to 110 degrees, and I simply did that by putting it in my kitchen sink with a little bit of water, and then I added some ice cubes, and then I got it down to 110 degrees. At that point, what you want to do is you want to take your yogurt, and you're just going to add it into your pot. Make sure that you get it in. And this is actually the starter culture, and this is what is going to actually make the yogurt develop into yogurt. And you're going to take it, and you're going to whisk it. So you're going to make sure that you're whisking it, and you want to make sure that all of the particles are finely whisked. It looks good with this. Put it aside, and then I like to pour it into my Pyrex measuring cups because it makes it much easier to pour it into your glass jars. Now, speaking of the glass jars, I always sterilize mine before I make my yogurt, and I use a plain old mason jar like this. Sometimes I get a fancier one depending on what I want to do, but I'm going to use one of these and one of these. And these are actually the same exact size, but it's just different shapes. So you're going to take that, and then you're going to carefully pour it in. Okay, not all the way to the top. You want to leave a little lip like that. And then you're going to take it, and you have a couple choices. So what you can do, you can wrap it in a clean kitchen towel. And you can see this is my mason jar, a clean kitchen towel, and I put a rubber band around it. And you can simply pour it in here and put it in your oven overnight, 12 to 18 hours, take it out the next day, and then put it in the refrigerator. That's number one. Number two, you can make an investment in a yogurt maker, but you don't really need that. And this is simply just a heating element that I would take my yogurt on. I put it in here, I plug it in, and I leave it for about 12 hours, and then I get a nice yogurt. You can do the same thing with the slow cooker. So put your slow cooker in, put your filled jars in, and let it go. So that's how you make your yogurt. Very, very easy. And I will see you in about 12 hours with my final product. So who's ready for some great yogurt? Take a look at this. I'm really pleased with how it came out. And you look at that and look at this thick consistency. So we have our homemade yogurt in less than 12 hours. Bon appetit.